check your bank account and your paycheck looks the same as last year. Maybe it even went up a little. So why does it feel like you're getting poorer? Here's the brutal truth nobody's telling you. You are getting poorer, and it's happening in slow motion right before your eyes. While your salary sits still, or crawls up by 3%, the price of everything around you is exploding. That grocery bill that used to be $100, now it's $140. Your rent, up 25% in 3 years. Gas, insurance, coffee, even that streaming subscription you forgot about, everything costs more. But your employer, they're patting themselves on the back for giving you a competitive 2% raise. This is the hidden inflation tax, and it's quietly stealing your purchasing power every single day. The government prints more money, prices surge, but your income can't keep up. You're running on a treadmill that's speeding up while you're stuck in first gear. Here's what makes this even more sinister. Inflation doesn't just make things expensive. It transfers wealth from your pocket to those who own assets. While you're losing ground, someone else is winning big. The middle class is being hollowed out, and most people don't even realize it's happening. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how this hidden tax works, who benefits from it, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. But first, smash that like button if you're tired of feeling like you're falling behind. Let me tell you a story that probably sounds way too familiar. It's 2019 and you're making $50,000 a year. You feel pretty good about it. You can afford your apartment, you go out to eat occasionally, maybe take a vacation once a year. Life isn't luxurious, but it's comfortable. Fast forward to today, and you're making $55,000. On paper, you got a raise. You should be doing better, right? But somehow, you're actually struggling more. You've cut back on restaurants, that vacation is now just a dream, and you're genuinely stressed about money in a way you weren't before. What happened? Did you suddenly become bad with money? No. You became a victim of the hidden inflation tax, and it has one of the most devastating yet invisible forces destroying financial security in our country right now. Here's how this insidious system actually works, and I want you to really understand this, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. The government and the Federal Reserve have this incredible power to create money out of thin air. When they want to stimulate the economy or pay for massive spending programs, they don't just collect more taxes from you directly. Instead, they print more money and inject it into the system. Sounds harmless enough, right? More money means more prosperity? Wrong. Dead wrong. When you increase the supply of money, but the supply of actual goods and services stays relatively the same, each dollar becomes worth less. It's basic supply and demand, but applied to currency itself. Now here's where it gets really personal for you. That new money doesn't reach everyone at the same time. This is absolutely critical to understand. The newly created money goes first to banks, large corporations, and asset holders. These people get to spend the new money before prices have adjusted upward. They buy real estate, stocks, and other assets while they're still relatively cheap. By the time that money trickles down to regular working people like you and me through wages, prices have already shot up. We're the last ones to get the new money, but we experience the price increases immediately. You're literally getting paid in money that's already lost value by the time it hits your account. Let me make this crystal clear with a real example. Imagine the Fed creates $1 trillion and pumps it into the economy. Big investors and corporations get access to this cheap money first. They immediately start buying up houses, which drives up real estate prices. Your landlord sees property values rising and raises your rent. Grocery stores see their costs going up and raise prices. Gas stations do the same. Everything gets more expensive. Then, 6 months or a year later, your boss finally gives you that 3% raise and acts like they're doing you a huge favor. But inflation is running at 7 or 8%. You just took a real pay cut of 4 to 5%, but it's disguised as a raise. This is the hidden tax, and it's brilliantly evil because most people never see it coming. The official numbers from the government make this even more frustrating. They tell you inflation is 3% or 4%, so your 2% raise doesn't seem that bad. But have you actually looked at your expenses? Your rent isn't up 3%. Your health insurance isn't up 3%. Your car insurance definitely isn't up 3%. The real inflation you experience in your daily life is much higher than the official statistics suggest. That's because the government is inflation calculations, use all sorts of statistical tricks and adjustments that don't reflect reality for average people. They exclude things that are too volatile or substitute cheaper alternatives when prices rise. So when steak gets too expensive and people switch to chicken, the government says, see, no inflation, people are just choosing chicken. But you didn't choose chicken because you wanted it. You chose it because you got priced out of steak. That's a loss of purchasing power, plain and simple. Now let's talk about who actually benefits from this system, because understanding this will make you angry, but it'll also motivate you to take action. The people who win in an inflationary environment are those who own hard assets and those who have debt. If you own a house that you bought years ago with a fixed rate mortgage, inflation is actually helping you. Your mortgage payment stays the same while your income hopefully rises and the value of your house skyrockets. The same goes for people who own stocks, gold, real estate, or businesses. Their assets appreciate in nominal terms because of all that new money floating around. Meanwhile, if you're a renter living paycheck to paycheck with money sitting in a savings account earning 0.5% interest, you're getting destroyed. Your savings are losing value every single day, and your income can't keep up with rising costs. This is how wealth inequality accelerates. The rich get richer, not because they're working harder, but because they own assets that benefit from monetary inflation, while you own nothing but depreciating currency. So what can you actually do about this? The first step is awareness, which you now have. You understand that keeping all your money in cash is a losing strategy. You need to think like the wealthy and start converting your depreciating dollars into assets that hold value. This doesn't mean you need to be rich to start. Even small steps matter. Consider opening an investment account and putting money into index funds that track the stock market. Look into whether you can buy property, even if it's just a small condo. Educate yourself about Bitcoin and other alternative stores of value. The key is to stop thinking of dollars as wealth and start thinking of them as a tool to acquire actual wealth. Increase your skills so you can demand higher wages and negotiate aggressively for raises that actually beat real inflation, not the fake government numbers. Start a side business or find additional income streams. Diversify where your money comes from so you're not entirely dependent on a single paycheck that's slowly losing purchasing power. Most importantly, never stop learning about money and economics because the system is designed to keep you confused and compliant. The more you understand how this hidden tax works, the better equipped you are to protect yourself and build real wealth despite it. The inflation tax is real, it's devastating, and it's not going away, but you don't have to be its victim.